itself. That means whether there are reasonable grounds to believe that a crime may have been committed and that you may have been the person who committed the crime. There are certain things that we have to accomplish today. The first is to make sure you understand the reason or reasons for your arrest. The second is to make sure you receive a copy of the charging document. In your case, it will be an arrest report so that you and or your attorneys can prepare for a trial of your case. The third is to make sure you clearly understand all of the rights that you are guaranteed as a citizen of this United States. First of all, you have the absolute right to have your case tried by a jury of your peers. 6 individuals will be chosen to decide whether you're guilty or not guilty of the offense or offenses as alleged. Second, you have the right, if you do not agree with the decision of the jury, which is called a verdict, to appeal that decision to a higher court for perhaps a better or more favorable result or outcome. Third, you have the right to be represented by an attorney at all stages of the proceedings, including throughout your trial and on all of your appeals. You have the right to hire an attorney of your choice. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you by the state of Florida. Fourth, you have the right to remain silent, which means at your trial, if you choose to say absolutely nothing, it cannot be held against you by any jury or by any court. Fifth, you have the absolute right to confront your accusers, which means you or your attorney will have the right to cross-examine the state's witnesses and try and impeach their evidence so that they cannot prove the case against you. And you have the right to bring in your own evidence and your own witnesses. And if your witnesses will not come voluntarily, the judge assigned to your case can force them to come through the subpoena power of the court. You also have the right to reasonable communication with your family, friends, and attorney, and if you ask to do so or have the means to do so, reasonable means will be provided for you. Finally, you have the right to be presumed innocent, which means you cannot be found guilty of any charge or any crime unless and until the state of Florida can prove beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt each element of that charge against you. Do you have a question about any of these rights, Mr. Zimmerman?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand all those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good. The next thing we have to accomplish is to make sure you understand when your next court proceeding is going to be. You are responsible for any information you are given here in writing today or told here today, especially as it involves dates, times, and places. If you do not appear for your next scheduled court appearance, I can almost guarantee that the judge assigned to your case will issue a warrant for your arrest and you're going to wind up back where you started today. The final thing we have to do today is to discuss bond and reasonable conditions of bond based upon the offenses as alleged. And so, Mr. Zimmerman, do you understand that the reason for your arrest is that it has been alleged that there was a domestic violence-related aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and a domestic violence-related battery and criminal mischief? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you receive a copy of the arrest report, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I did as well. I do find probable cause for all 3 allegations and for the arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you on all 3 of these criminal charges, Mr. Zimmerman. Your next court appearance will be an arraignment with Judge Rex Seidler on January 7th, 2014 at 1:30 p.m. in courtroom 1A. Now we'll discuss bond and reasonable conditions of bond. I will hear from the state first. Ms. Adaraju?
Your Honor, it's A.S.A. Munoz for the state of Florida.
Okay.
Okay, well, Your Honor, we had the opportunity to speak with the victim in this case. She is in fear.